This is where I need to be. In a place of challenge and not sitting at home. Because I'm healthy again, so what am I doing not doing anything? That takes some courage. And I don't know what this is going to be, but I have some sense. Because I don't want to stay small. I'm not gonna stay small. I'm not gonna be here on this planet having won the lottery of all organisms. Basically, it's a top prize to be a human with consciousness, with the ability to conceive of concepts, to reason, to understand ethics. I'm not gonna waste that away and pretend that it's even gonna make me happy in any satisfying degree to not capitalize on my knowledge, on my capabilities. I'm not gonna stay small. I'm gonna take the stairway to heaven. No, to the stars, is what he said. Basically means the same thing. But I have this moment more and more where there is great emptiness, a void that in before had never existed before, because there was always something, an immediate obstruction I had to overcome. But nowadays it's really not there anymore because I am prepared. I have done the work, and it's a wild thing, because in that moment I'm thinking, what's wrong with me? What the hell is wrong with me? Why can't I enjoy myself anymore? And when I take action, I listen to the voices that I have acknowledged in the past as being powerful, very inspiring to me. And I re-listened to the video, which is an excerpt from Stefan Molyneux's recent update video on the coronavirus outbreak. Then I feel the power, then I know this is what I need to do. I can't stay small, I can't stay at home with all of this knowledge and this ability. This is how it's meant to be. This is my conscience pushing me out there. It's tormenting me for as long as I don't capitalize on the greatness that I have within me, that we all have within us to some degree. I'm not gonna stay small. I'm not gonna stay small. And when there are obstacles, and as big as they might appear, I'm going to overcome them, because I'm not gonna stop. I'm not gonna give up without having tried my very best to achieve the dream, to achieve what I really want. A big family with a wonderful wife on my own property in a nice and sunny place somewhere where we can be free and live our lives, live prosperously, and influence the world as well, to help others improve their lives as well. That's the key. But most importantly, to become a great father together with an amazing wife, and to enjoy our precious gift, and to pay it forward by making lots and lots of children. And I was thinking about Stefan talking about men he knew or knows who never dated women, and they never got around to date, and some of them actually never dated, never married, apparently. And I'm like, man, that's miserable. That's miserable. Ooh, and one of them, he said, is actually very successful career-wise. And I'm like, okay, then at that point it's a choice, right, of that guy. Like, if you're a professionally successful guy and you're not dating, you're not married, then that's a choice, right? That's a choice. And I said, I haven't ever dated in my life, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna stay single. Fuck that. That would be the greatest tragedy. That would make it all unworthwhile, fundamentally, because it's the greatest thing. It's the greatest thing to make a big family and to create that wonderful environment of love and truth and compassion and empathy. I'm not gonna be that. I'm 27 years old. I know I still have a long way to go. And I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna forget about dating. I'm not gonna forget about meeting my dream wife. I'm gonna pursue her when I see her. Because I'm ready now. I am ready. I'm no longer busy with my old shit. I'm not thinking about my past. I'm thinking about the future. And I'm tormented at this point when I'm not capitalizing on all the work that I've done. And it really is as if I can't relax anymore. I need to die in giving my gifts. Like the quote from The Way of the Superior Man. It's the last quote that I marked in the whole book. And when I read it out loud, it made the point. It drove it home. I need to die in the giving of gift. And it takes courage to pursue that. And it never ends. There's never a point where you're done with it. It's a complete illusion. The challenge never ends. Even if you've achieved the dream life, the challenge never ends. It only gets better and better and better from there. And that's what's driving. That's what's driving me. That's the whole fucking process, right? To die in the giving of gift. And now I've been pretty much home most of the time the last couple of days because I had this burning in the lungs and it's still kind of there. And there's some chance I contracted the coronavirus, but of course I was not tested and I'm probably never going to find out if I actually am infected. But I'm feeling good again and I have the spare time now and the ability to go out and to take the courage and to do these things. And this is the case for a lot of people now. We have a lot of time. We have the time to connect with ourselves and with each other. It's a good of a time as ever to have real conversations, to get down to the bones of what it means that moves us, what it is that moves us. What are we outside of the pressure to make money and to impress? What if it's all boiled down to the bare essentials of stay safe and stay nourished and keep the loved ones close? And what is left when we forget about the vanity goals? What's left? Like, what do we actually want to achieve with our lives? And I'm clear on what I want to achieve in my life, and I recognize that it's taking time and that there's no quick fix. There's no simple flick of the finger action that I can take that is going to make it all happen in an instant. No. The great life is a constant challenge and it never ends. And I die over and over again. I die over and over again in giving the gift. And it's a challenge, but at the same time, it's also a privilege to be able to experience this. Because when you look at the ants and the rodents, they're not thinking about these things. They don't have the privilege to think about these things. They're in a state of nature and they don't have the capacity to think of these things. And as much as I find it a wonderful, beautiful thought to be a bird who can just fly anywhere he pleases, at the same time, you're thinking, the birds are so beautiful, they sing so beautifully, and they don't have the challenge of health. And, there are no obese birds out there. No bird is dying of heart disease. Although they might, with a lot of people feeding them very high-fat seeds that they would otherwise not find so abundantly, probably, in a natural environment. I don't know about that, about obese birds and bees dropping dead of a heart attack. And the birds can fly anywhere, and there is no taxation, and there is no police. And so they're all beautiful and all able to do the same things. No bird is really much inferior to any other bird. They're all like the zebras or the gazelles in the deserts. They're all very beautiful and all very able. But I realized that there's no virtue in that. They haven't earned that fundamentally because they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice, and hence there is no virtue. Like, there's no courage at the end of the day, because they don't have the choice to live a life that's different, be it better or for worse. And I don't think I would make a mistake if I upload that video. Maybe I want to cut a few things here and there, but I don't think I would make a mistake, because I recognize that I'm not going to be making the same exact videos as Stefan and as many other people. I'm just going to do my style of videos, and if this kind of journaling style is what gets my juices flowing, then I'm just going to do that, and I'm going to focus on really finding what works for me, because whatever will work well for me, I'm pretty sure will work for others as well, right? I just need to find my kind of audience. I need to create that through the courage that it takes to just speak up and speak my mind, and just not have all of these kind of doubts, because you're not really making it, like, other people don't really have a good right to complain, like, say this sucks and you shouldn't be doing this, because if you don't like it, then just go watch something else, right? You can just leave. Like, it's just an offer. It doesn't cost you anything. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for donations. I'm even offering you coaching for free, which is ridiculous, right? Hello, coaching for free. And so it's like, yeah, maybe Durenrider has a point, right? Just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Just do it, because he did teach me a lot of things just by talking about this and that, and just by being really, really consistent, putting out a video every day. Probably sometimes even 2 videos a day. To a degree, this is inspiring. 2 degrees Durenrider is inspiring. In that, in that, at the end of the day, it's not about the details, it's about making it happen, right? That's the key thing I learned about the free market, is that it's not the point to do exactly what everybody else is doing. It's not the point to be just as good or a little better than everybody else that you aspire to. It's about just making it happen and offering some value, because there's a market for a lot of people. Like, there's just it's not like everybody wants the same thing, right? It's not true. It's like, what I do is not for everybody, and in the same way, what Stefan does is not for everybody. So it's an illusion to think that I'm not as good as X, and hence it doesn't make sense for me to be trying. That doesn't make any sense, because there's a larger market. Like, there's a multiplicity of customers, and there's no one size fits all, and that's the beauty of it. And that's also the beauty of the mindset that Steph shared in one of his videos, which is, what if there was nothing wrong with you, right? What if there was absolutely nothing wrong with you? And you were just right the way you were, right? Well, you would stop looking for this perfection, which doesn't get you anywhere at the end of the day. It just paralyzes you. And you're forever like, well, I still have this one thing to work out, and before I haven't worked out this one thing, I can't get started. It's like, you think because of this one detail, you're unable to provide value altogether. It's ridiculous. This is not how it works at all. It's like, yeah, there is a preparation phase. I'm not going to deny that. But there's also then a courage phase where you have to trust that you have enough of what it takes, right? And so then you get going and you get better as you go. And resources are allocated differently as a result of you just starting to do it, right? And you're still never going to achieve the perfection, because there's always going to be a detail. Because yeah, you might have worked out all the nits and bits and bobs that were nagging you before, but then the standards rise, and you're like, this is a new thing that's bothering me, right? Because you just get accustomed to a higher standard, and then as a result of that adjustment, you're like, okay, now I need to work out this new problem. And it never ends. And it never ends. And it never ends. So it really comes down to this courage and to this acknowledgement that it's not going to be perfect, and it's never going to be. It's never going to be perfect.